Welcome back. I wanted to do this follow-up video because I had so much fun talking about it that previous video ran really long, and I wanted to kind of show you some of my numbers cards that I really liked. So this is probably a video for more of people who search for Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG videos more than my normal gay in prison audience. So if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player and you're like, what the hell's going on with this channel, I am a Yu-Gi-Oh player who's going to federal prison apparently. So I hope you're not scared, and no, I can't get you from this screen. I can't do anything horrible to you. If I die in prison, I might come back as a dual spirit. So but just to go through these cards, and I wanted to show you the ones that I liked, and there are I have a lot of number monsters, and one of the ones that I really liked from the anime was number 7, Lucky Straight, because it sounds really dirty when you say Lucky Straight, but also it's a crazy ass card. It's one of those gambling cards, you know. I always loved the fact that in the anime, the episode that they featured this monster, it was about impossible odds and statistical significance, or statistical relevance, I guess. And I always loved this card, even though it's impossible to play. And then another one, of course, fairly close to number 7 is number 8. I love this guy, the villain from Zexal, who did the Heraldry Monsters. And if you ever watched this the episode in which this card and this monster is featured, it is sad as hell, because the villain, like all evil villains in Yu-Gi-Oh, his special power was to erase the memories of people. That's like a thing they do in Yu-Gi-Oh, is like to take away people's memory. And this monster stole your identity, basically stole the monster's identity, and I thought that was kind of like totally crazy. And so just cycling through, I have Big Eye here, in case you're wondering. I never liked that card, even though everybody thought that card was so great. As you can see, I have like literally any of the earlier number cards. I definitely had all of them. You know, so I had as you know, a lot of them are going to be like fancy hollows and stuff like that. So but there was also, there's this card that I liked. That was the most gimmicky card. That was essentially these two fiend monsters, rank 1, that was they were reverse numbers of each other. It was 13 or 31, and they basically were dual monsters that you would have on the field, and they would bounce off each other. Has this whole kind of like S&M kind of like torture thing that I always thought was a little bit too mature for a children's card game. But these monsters are actually from the manga, which is a lot darker than the anime for Zexal. So I thought that was interesting that they made those in the cards. And then I'm trying to get to, now I got to the ones that I wanted to show you. So one of my favorite archetype were the gimmick puppets, because they were creepy as hell. And if you watch classic Yu-Gi-Oh with Bakura and Dark Necrofear and puppets kind of in that way, gimmick puppets were pretty badass, because they were scary as hell. They are essentially torture machines in the anime. It was hard to represent that in the cards, but in the anime they show you that they essentially like either like grind up, saw, maim. They do all these horrible things to other monsters, and they were all the gimmick puppets were rank 8, which was very difficult to summon unless you play just the cards, their monsters. And I'm actually a little bit bummed, because they made new gimmick puppet monsters that I, you know, obviously didn't get to get, but you know, so that's something that I liked within the original numbers. And then there were like all these other random numbers that came out that I, never ever played, for one thing. But I also like this one, for example. This was featured in one of the episodes, and this one rank 2 monster is very easy to make, and it creates a Tanuki token. In case you're wondering what those are, in Japanese they have big balls that you can rub for good luck. Clearly in this version they don't show you the testicles on this thing, but I thought this was a really cool monster, and I actually have played decks with this card before. And then as you kind of get to the higher numbers, I really didn't like them that much. There were a whole series of these cards called Super Dreadnought, which I love because, again, I like high level monsters, and there's a whole bunch of them where they're just all about like either doing massive effect damage or just having these giant stats. And then let me try to get to the very end, which I know there is a couple of monsters that I like. So when you get into the hundreds, right, so these are the Baryon numbers, and my favorite, I'll show you right now, my favorite Baryon monster was Ragna Zero, and I love the female character who played them in the anime, and it is the most awesome artwork. And I of course like kind of weird wonky effects, and Ragna Zero's effect mainly deals with your opponent that tries to make your change either attack or defense values, and so if you do that you can destroy that monster and draw a card. And Ragna Affinity can do the same thing. Ragna Zero being a rank 4 was a very easy to summon monster, so I actually use that a lot if I was playing a kind of level 4 deck. So in terms of the Baryon numbers, that would be my favorite. And then one thing I will say is that they had so many variants of Utopia, and I actually don't have all of them because they've come up with even more of them. And they have all these, the rank up cards I love a lot, including this very beautiful, shiny one right here with new morons. So anyways, so this was the box that I had of Numbers Monsters. This I hope is going to be in very good condition when I come out of prison. And of course, when I get out of prison, one of my goals will be to collect the rest of the numbers that I'm missing, so that I can claim that I have all 100 numbers, number cards. So alright, anyways, I might do a couple more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan and you're like, holy crap, this is a pretty cool channel, then so hit subscribe. You may see more Yu-Gi-Oh content. It would be funny as hell if I'm gonna write about Yu-Gi-Oh while I'm in prison, to anybody who may be my pen pal, because that would be a really fun thing, is have a pen pal who will talk Yu-Gi-Oh with me, even though I can't even get Yu-Gi-Oh cards in prison, or at least at this point. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon, and hit subscribe if you're a new person, but definitely give a like if you thought I was totally off the wall crazy with my discussion about Yu-Gi-Oh cards and going to prison. Alright, bye.